No matter what industry we're in, there's always the discussion from the employees that they're looking for the work-life balance. And as our busy lives get even busier, we seem to be wanting an answer to this balance in our life. Well, let's get something very clear from the start. Balance in our life is actually asking us to be in several places at the same time. So we can't be at work and at the same time with our family, at the same time being with our friends. So rather than looking for work-life balance, I'd like us now to think about life integration. And it comes in two parts. Physically where we're going to be and emotionally where we're going to be. And it works in this way. Physically, I'm at work, but that doesn't necessarily mean that emotionally I'm detached from my friends and my family and my health. It just means that my focus is on my work. Now, the balance part is being too much time is spent at work and then not enough time spent with family, friends, or health. And I think the balance part, what people are always talking about, is actually when they are with their family, still doing work activities, i.e. answering the email, taking that call from a client, talking to one of their colleagues while they're with the family or friends, or while they're going for their job, etc. So what I'd like to give is a model about how we can integrate our lives so when we are at work or with our families and friends or doing our health activities, that we can be in our best self in each one of those places to be able to then maximise the amount of energy that we can give. To explain further life integration, think of a room with 4 lights. One for work, one for family, one for friends, and one for health. When I dim down one light, that'll transfer energy to the other 3. Or I could dim down all 3 lights and give even more energy to the one that's left over. And that's pretty well how we're working all the time. So when I'm at work with the students in the classroom, I'm fully focused in that area. All of my energy is going into there. At recess, I can take my energy off my work and actually make that phone call or connection to my family in a calm manner. And then at the same time, I could make that connection to my friends via MSS or an email. However, like our work, sometimes we need to be totally focused on the students or in the meeting that we're at. We need to be present. So what are some things that we can do and think to help us with our life integration? Number 1, transfer of energy. Remember, between the lights, what we're doing is transferring the energy from our work, when we're at work, to the family, to the friends, or to the health. To transfer that energy, we actually need to turn off our work and turn on our family. And I know when I've turned on my family because leading into number 2 is I will be present. And when I'm present, that means my attention and my focus is with my family. And when my energy was transferred into my workplace, I would be present with my students that I'm teaching or with my colleagues that I'm working with. So presence is number 2. Number 3. Number 3 is all about communication. When we're busy at work and there's all sorts of stuff going on, like our reporting or getting to the end of the year, it's all a bit of a fast-paced, deadlines to be made. Communicate and talk to the people around you, your loved ones, your family, your friends. And yes, your health and your exercise might take a bit of a back step, but it's only for a short amount of time. So communicate where you're at. If people know what you're going through, they could support you, but also understand that you might work later at night, that you might bring home work and actually do it at an allocated time at home. And vice versa. If there's things happening at your family that is quite stressful, then communicate that to the people at your work and your friends, because the more they know, the better they can support you, and you don't need to feel guilty about being one place or not being there 100%. Number 4, integrate some of the activities, some of the lights. So when I'm doing health, when I'm exercising and I'm walking, for instance, can I walk with friends? Can I have that conversation with them? Or have a walking meeting at work rather than sitting in a room? Can we just walk around the oval? Why not? Number 5, remember, it is when we're present is where we put all our energy. But that is not to say that our emotion is devoid from the other areas. Just because we're in one particular place at our work, it doesn't mean that we don't love our family just as much as we always do. Or the same with our friends, that we love our friends always, no matter what. So our emotion will always be there. Just because we're not thinking about them doesn't mean that we're devoid. So when we're focusing and we're present, that's a good thing. That's when we're at our best self. But if we're at our work and we're constantly thinking of that we should be somewhere else or thinking about something else, then that is not our best self. So don't mix energy for emotion. They're two different things. Number 6, embrace the constraints. You physically can't be in 4 places at once. So when I'm at work, I'm at work. We don't feel guilty about not being somewhere else. It just isn't possible. So embrace it. Accept it. Be calm with it. We can't be in different places at the same time. And when I'm at work, I'm going to give 100%. And this is where the difference is. If people are at work only giving 50% because they think they should be somewhere else. And it just doesn't work that way. Embrace the constraints. 7, outsource the energy distractions. I know at home, one of our biggest things is cleaning the house. For the last 31 years of marriage, I've had a cleaner. It's great. Every week. We never have to do cleaning. Never have. And that's freed up 3 hours a week. By 2, so I can spend time with my family and my partner. At school, can the students do some of the marking? Make the tests so they can mark it and you can get the results easier. That's again, taken away from your time. That could be a distraction. So rather than spending all your energy doing marking, is there some way that you can get someone else to help you, i.e. the students? Can you outsource some chores and activities that you currently do that take you away from those 4 areas that we like to be at? Number 8, it's all seasonal. It changes all the time, week to week, month to month. All our energies that we spend on our holidays is more directed to our family and to our friends and our health. When we're in work mode, a lot of our energy is spent on work. And it's seasonal, it's not forever. as teachers and educators, we have this beauty about it's a 10-week and then we have a break. And then it's 10 weeks and then we have a break. It's sensational. But it's not to say that we wait for those 2 weeks to have that break, that we just get ourselves engrossed in work. Because on a daily basis, we work and we've got our friends and we've got our family and we've got our health. It can all be integrated. Even as we age, single, young, no responsibility, no partners, no family, it's easy to integrate life. Then we have relationships and there's someone else to be responsible for. And then we have families. There's more responsibility. And then we've got our big set of friends that we need to be part of as well. Download the worksheet. And what I'd like is for you to take 2 colours. One that represents your holiday time and 2 that represents when you're in work. The first colour, your holiday colour, is to draw the energy that you would use around each light. Family, friends, health and work. With the other colour, being your work colour, do the same again. Draw in the energy around the light for your family, friends, health and work. You should see that there is quite a disparity between where you use your energy when you're at work and when you're on holidays. So now that you've created your worksheet and you can see where the energy is transferred between work times and your holiday time, you need to make some choices and make some decisions and not accept that for every day, while it's a work day, that you're just going to be exhausted. You need to have those triggers. When you leave work and you're at home, be at home. And here's a couple of extra tips to be able to really get that solid in your head. Is if you're going to take work home, you say to yourself, what time are you going to do that work? Because if you can't allocate a time to do this work, this bit of marking, then don't take it home. Because all you're going to do is feel guilty about having the work that you've taken home and not do anything about it. So for instance, if I've got some marking to do and I'm taking it home tonight, I'm going to do it at 7:30 till 8:30. 1 hour worth of extra marking. And if I don't have that 7:30 to 8:30 because I'm already tired, then don't take it home and don't feel guilty. If it's a priority, then you need to make that time. But of course, that's a whole new conversation about organising your time. Another great tip is that when you get in through that door with your family, then turn off. Don't think about work. Don't answer that phone. Or if you're going to go and meet friends, remember, you're with your friends. So you don't need to talk about work unless they ask. And when you're doing your exercise and you're going out for that run or that walk, by all means, you can think about anything you like. Or you could just focus on where you're at in your run or your walk or your swim and take on board your surroundings. Because that's what it's about as well. Being part of your surroundings. So how are you going to integrate your day? Because it's not just one or the other, it's all got to be meshed together.